Hey guys, so it's been another year and here I am revisiting Vanguard's update. Similarly as the last one, I am going to explain some of its mechanics and my overall opinion. For the time being, I won't go bonkers on it because it says it is a pre-alpha. So yeah, it would be dumb and unfair from my side to do something like that. So first thing you wanna do is jump into the options and optimize your experience. Now in all honesty here I didn't feel a real change when I optimized my settings, between highest resolution and some mids. So I am not entirely sure what it does, but it definitely improves the laggy feeling. Little glitches worth mentioning is that for some reason the game reduced the overall size of the screen, and I wasn't able to return to the complete screen, so I had to quit the game. And another time with the person I was playing, he said that the game froze, crashed, tried to reinsert him into the same map, but it crashed once again. Aside from that, I didn't see any other issue. And regarding its gameplay, there are some new things. Now you can look at New Eden and some planets, where you can deploy. There is also a new store where you can get some blueprints and basic items. Perhaps the most interesting thing is that you can set different upgrades in your weapon. Just be careful about that, they can be lost if you don't set a beacon to leave the planet, so always try to play it a bit safe if you're using some rare or expensive upgrades. In general, I will say that the chip to increase stability was something I appreciated so much, because on its own I felt like the weapon moves a bit too much. Also consider that it's been like 4 years since I don't play first-person shooters, and needless to say that I am not that good with keyboard and mouse. But details aside, the game was responsive, I didn't feel laggy or anything like that, aside from the first time because I was having some background activities on the PC. It is fair to mention that you can mine or gather different materials to manufacture your upgrades, and what I found interesting is that some materials can be found on specific planets. Once on the field, there are new things like environments. There was a rainy black planet, Maelstrom if I remember well. I love it to pieces. Perhaps the only thing is that it was a bit too dark. And there is also a new map. I didn't play that much on it, but as far as I saw, it was good. Other detail I love so much is that sometimes ghosts appear out of nowhere to melee your character, like you're being chased, and they were interesting to fight as it was unexpected. In overall, I will say that it is quite similar as the last year. There are some changes on the UI. It doesn't feel as empty. And there are some new enemies, or at least I found a turret that was quite menacing. There are also small drones on the field. They were rather interesting for me because sometimes it is hard to see them, so it was like you start to hear something and you start to receive damage. As for the contracts and stuff like that, they were rather similar as last year. Destroy some random things here and there, gather and deliver some things, beat some NPCs on the field and stuff like that. So those are the new things. As for my thoughts about this pre-alpha, to be honest, I still have no idea what they are trying to accomplish. If the idea is just to check hitboxes and stuff like that with something like a militia dropsuit and some standard weapon, okay, I get it. You can gather a decent amount of important data. But aside from that, I am still a bit confused, because I still feel like I was running in circles without doing something of real interest. It feels like they are trying to replicate EVE Online, but on a first-person shooter, and I don't feel that is interesting on its own, because of how these kinds of games work. In EVE Online it works because of how the action is centered around the specific points in space, but here I don't feel like I am really enjoying it. I am a bit more of the idea that if I wanna do PvP, I can do it on one side, or if I wanna do PvE, I can do it on another. But I wouldn't really say that I enjoy so much the idea of going for both of them at the same time like this. And that worries me a bit because if I ever come back to first-person shooters, it is because I like Dust 514, not another extraction shooter. Those are my thoughts about this. In all honesty, I hope they achieve what they are looking for, but for the time being, it doesn't really align with the kind of experience I would like to have. I hope you found this video informative, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.